Hello, everybody. Welcome to a tier list video. What? Weird. But don't worry, it's not going to be super contentious. This is not a hero ranking by their viability. While I do have a perfect idea of where each hero would rank in the viability section, because I am all knowing. We are actually ranking the voice lines today. So I ran out of content to actually do and make videos on. So now we're scraping the bottom of the barrel, and this is the last idea I had. So you'll see every hero with the voice line is here. We're going to go through and rank them all. Let us define our terms. Yes, definitions are important so we know what we're talking about. Perfect. A perfect voice line is one that is ideal for the hero. I could not improve upon it in its delivery, its contents. It is just excellent. It is specific to the character. It is unique. That is who it belongs to. If I were to hear the voice line, I could guess who it belongs to. That is a harder task than it may seem. Silence is better. And voice lines like these are so unbelievably terrible that we never want to hear them again. And they go in the bottom tier, and then we set them on fire at the very end. And then we just scale them up between those two extremes. Now that we have our terms, let us define what a perfect voice line is. A perfect voice line, hopping in game here. I don't know what that noise was, but a perfect voice line possesses a few qualities that I have teased out. One, its delivery will be good, of course. We like a good voice acting in our games. You could give the best line of all time. If it's delivered poorly, well, it's a bad voice line. Next, it needs to be specific to the character. What that means is in the voice line should reference something about the character, be it their appearance or their skills. This is not something every hero possesses. In fact, few heroes do possess it. And the ones that do, they're rewarded for it. So without further ado, just so we can set our upper and lower bounds here, let us, I don't know my pennies there, let us rank somebody who I believe has a perfect voice line. So you'll notice here that they're ranked by faction, with the exception of this guy right here, Cruz. Cruz, I believe, possesses a perfect voice line. So let us hop into the game. Let us see why. So be prepared. The clicking noises are active because we need the sound on to hear the voice lines. So jumping in, we have Cruz. Now remember, I said it needs to be delivered well. The contents need to be cool or good or something like that. We give points to humor as well. So if it's not cool, if it's at least funny, we'll give those some points too. And then also, lastly, the most important characteristic in my eyes, it needs to be consistent with their skills or their appearance. So we'll take a listen. 3, 2, 1.
Ah, weakness! I sense it in you!
Perfect. I can hear that voice coming from this character, Cruz. He's an abyss demon guy. That was a throaty, evil sounding voice. Excellent. And lastly, it made reference to his weakness mark. Perfection in a voice line. Good job, Cruz. You are our first perfect rank. I will put you up there right where you deserve to be. And now we will go through in order. So let us start with the Shadow faction. You'll notice here that these are all voice lines that only the natural 5 stars have. If I click on an unnatural 5 star, Bone General is dead silent. The only exception is this guy. Let's take a listen. Perfect. It is funny. He's a zombie. It's not necessarily unique because it's just groaning, but I think the fact that he's the only non-natural 5 star to have one, and he is foolish, and he's just making a bunch of weird friggin' noises. I think this is also a perfect voice line. So we're starting off extremely strong here. And so now let us get into the other ones. Next, we have Dominator.
The death pact is sealed.
Okay, I don't really know what that means, but does it reference his skills? Let's see. No, 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 no. Okay. With that, I think that is. Oh, that's Dantalion. I think that's inoffensive. Next, we move on to Lutz.
How dare you! to face the face of idol heroes.
Little fourth wall break there. I think it's kind of cool. I think the delivery is kind of okay. It's a little hammed up, in my opinion. Not necessarily my favorite. I think we'll put it in the. That's King Barton. What's with my fingers? I think we'll put that in the good tier because it is unique to his character. I just don't necessarily like the delivery. We'll move on to Bade.
Death Rider approaches.
Now, this one may confuse you because many years ago, in a time long past, he used to have a horse. So Death Rider made sense. Unfortunately, it now doesn't. That's actually how he used to look. He had that little helmet thing. He does not look that way anymore, which is unfortunate. And so, unfortunately, because now there is a rift between his voice line and his physical appearance, I give him. That's Thuga! What's with my fingers? I give him the bad ranking because now it is not just bland, it is now not reflective of his actual character at all. That is a bad voice line. It's just not my favorite. Moving on, let's talk about Aiden.
Your soul is mine.
I think it's fine. It's a Shadow Faction hero, so you expect them to say something like this. Does this say soul anywhere? It doesn't look like it. It's just kind of bland and generic. So with that, where did he go? There he is. I think that goes. Why am I not able to touch people right? I think that goes in the boring one. Next, we move on to Karma.
No illusion can save you from the all-seeing eyes of mine.
I think the delivery is fine. I think it's inconsistent with her facial expression. She used to look extremely angry, which would have given her some points because that would have at least been consistent. And I don't know what illusion means in reference to this. So I think this one goes. I need to look at my touching here because every single time I think I've mistouched one of these heroes. So I think this is going to go probably in the boring tier again. And now we'll move on to Field.
You want to know where me treasure is?
I think it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit cringe. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely unique because he's a little pirate guy. Based on like Davy Jones, perhaps. Oh, it's not even my fault. I definitely touched Field there. It's just not. I think it's the website's fault. I'm gonna put that in the good tier. I like the line. I think it's funny, but I do think it's a little bit cringe. We're gonna move on to Bloodblade now. I guess we'll move on to Walter now.
No brave knight can prevail over a poison that can neither be cut by his sword nor blocked by his shield.
Walter is evidently a little bit of a windbag there. He likes to talk. It is consistent. I think it's consistent with his. I think the delivery is consistent with his character design, and it also references his poison. So this one is going to rank highly. That's Ignis, not Walter. I think this goes and exceeds expectations. It's unique to his character. It's consistent with how I would expect it to be delivered. It's just a little bit long. So Walter is pretty good, not amazing. Let us move on to Bloodblade.
Bleed from the knife of the underworld.
I think that's fine. Bleed, blood, he's holding knives, so it's consistent with his character again. It's short. I don't necessarily like the delivery. They just kind of. I'm gonna go a little bit. I don't know why I can't grasp these characters properly. I think that's good, and I think that'll go in the exceeds expectations actually, but definitely below Walter. We're gonna go for Kameth now. We're gonna go for Corpse Demon now.
I shall kill for the Night King.
So I'm getting a little bit bored of this throaty evil demon voice that they all seem to have. I don't know if they had the same voice actor for all of these. Not to discredit their work or anything. Do I not have a Corpse Demon image? This is going to be embarrassing if I don't. There he is. I found him. Okay. Corpse Demon is good. I think that's a Game of Thrones reference, where he's meant to look like a White Walker, and he references the Night King. I think it's fine. Moving on.
I see everything.
They got a little bit more aggressive with the voice, referencing his eyes there. I think that's kind of cool. I think this goes at the top of the good tier, in my opinion. So we will grab him and place him right there. Okay, so far so good. Let us move on.
I'm not a queen or a monster. I'm the goddess of death.
Delivery is fine. Let's read. We're not gonna read this lore. We probably should, to decide if it's actually accurate to their lore. However, Jara the goddess, there it is. So we'll give it to her this one time. However, you may know that not all heroes have this biography, so it might be a little bit unfair to the other ones. We'll give her some bonus points there, because it is consistent with her lore, technically. Watch this. I'm going to touch Jara, and it's going to grab Ignis. It grabbed Gaggy! Doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's good. Sure. And now we go to Horus.
I am the crack between life and death, the thin divide between breath and grave.
Fine. Let's see. It's definitely long-winded, so he's going to lose some points there. I'm not going to read all that, I'll be honest. Definitely not. And then I don't know if this is meant to be inspired by the Egyptian god Horus. But I don't know much about that guy because I'm not Egyptian, nor have I studied Egypt. So it's long-winded, and I think it's not necessarily referential to their character in the game specifically. So we are going to put him in inoffensive, I think. Let us move on. Let's keep this going. We've got a lot of heroes to do.
Scream! Beg for release, O miserable souls! My lamp delights in such sweet sound.
So a little bit long again, unfortunately. Not short and sweet. I think it is. He references his lantern, which is cool. I like the little hands coming out of the lantern. I didn't notice that before. He's a little friggin' goblin guy. We're going to stop from here on out clicking this lore thing because not all heroes have it, and it gives them an unfair advantage. The blasphemous action Augustin was carrying out. So he seems like this crazed demon goat man. So I think his voice line's good. It's just a little bit long. I think that places him distinctly in the same tier as Walter in the Exceeds Expectations. So, moving on.
No one can escape my clutches.
Okay. So I think that's fine. It's not necessarily the voice that I would have expected of Ithaca, given her appearance, but I'm not going to complain about it. The issue is it's not unique. You could give me that voice line, and then I could attach it to, probably a dozen heroes in this game who it would be fitting for. So, sadly, Ithaca is going to go into the inoffensive tier because it's just bland. Maybe even boring. I think boring fits best. Yep. And now we're going to go for Tix.
Out of my way! This coffin is heavy!
Cool. I like it. It's short. It references the coffin, so it's specific to his character. I think it's delivered fine. It's a good voice line, in my opinion. I really need to work on my like. I swear I'm touching these things. These things are enormous on my screen, and I'm putting my finger exactly on it. I think Tix goes. It exceeds expectations. It's fine. No notes. Maybe I can improve it if I thought about it, but I'm not going to do that because I can't be bothered. So, next.
Those simple-minded and boring lot judge everything by their appearance. They know nothing about me.
I don't like this one. I don't know who the simple-minded and boring lot is, or why she's so spiteful towards them, or what her backstory is because she didn't get a lore section. So I think this one, as of now, is just kind of trash. If she mentioned like dancing or something like that, it would have been cool, because she is a dancer. However, she didn't, so it sucks, and it's in. I might even put it in the bad tier, frankly. But I think we'll go with inoffensive. We'll go with boring. Yeah, we go with boring. We might need to rename this categories because inoffensive and boring aren't necessarily like hierarchies with each other, if that makes sense. Like boring isn't really a step down from inoffensive. They're just like separate baskets altogether. But whatever. Moving on.
Your insides are the perfect coating for this sword.
Okay, so I don't like the voice work here. It's just dipping into this same like demon generic voice thing. Not really a fan. The insides being a coating for the sword is kind of cool. It references the sword, so we'll get points for referencing his character design. Sure, we'll go with it. It's unique to his character. So I think this is good. I just think the delivery is a little bit wonky. Could be changed, but I think it's fine. It's fine, so it's inoffensive. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. Moving along.
Need a hair trim or sewing service? For free.
I think this one is fine. If you don't know what it's talking about, it's referencing the sewing needle held by the mother puppet, and the scissors held by the father puppet. So I think it's kind of cool. We'll go with it. I like her little skip there as she skips off frame. It's cool. One of the best hero designs in my opinion. Really awesome. But we aren't ranking by their design, we're ranking by their voice. So where would I put Annabelle? I think Annabelle sits comfortably in the good tier at the very top. Okay, let us move along.
Only death can calm the chaos of this world.
That's fine. I don't really know what it means. Like, I don't know that it's Azrael's goal to calm the chaos. Like, it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what castigation means either. I'm not like some wordsmith who knows the meaning of all these fancy words. Yeah, like this doesn't seem like a very calming type of hero, so I think it doesn't really jive with what his character is. It references death, but like this is the Shadow faction, so I think a lot of heroes could reference death. So I think Azrael goes in the boring tier. I like that. Let us move on. Let's do it.
This little thing is so perfect for me to tear into pieces.
Good. Okay. And then I don't know if you picked up on it. The laughing, maybe a little bit wonky in delivery, sure. But I like it has a little tinge of being crazy, which is exactly what we needed for a hero like this. She's from an insane asylum, and she's possessed by something, I think. So she's meant to be a little bit insane. It matches her character design. And then I think when it says this little thing is perfect, it's actually referring to this little dude in the cage, who is actually, this is just the model of the Abyss. I think it's a 2-star hero. But regardless, I think it's a pretty awesome voice line. Maybe a little bit questionable in terms of delivery, but only slightly, if at all. So I think Betty goes in the next perfect tier. I think I like it more than Everybody in the Exceeds Expectations. I don't know if I like it as much as Foolish. I definitely don't like it as much as Cruise. I think we'll move Foolish behind Betty, still in the perfect tier, but you know. That'll do it for the Shadow faction. Oh my god. I think we're gonna stop this video here, and then we are going to just split this off in different episodes. Probably, because good lord, I'm not making this. This will be like 2 hours long. So, yeah, we'll go back. We'll finish it later. Yeah, I'm done for now. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you hate it. If you do hate it, make sure not to click on the next 5 episodes. If you liked it, I'll see you then. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, debate me in the comment section. You'll be wrong, but I like engagement, so later. Love you.